Hey guys, welcome to our first ever episode of Comic Rewind. I'm Ken.
I'm Jeff, and this is where we take a random issue from our personal collection of comics and kind of give it a breakdown to you guys. Today I'm starting with The Incredible Hulk, Shattered Heroes #1. It's an Incredible Hulk story written by Jason Aaron and Mark Silvestri, pencil by ink by Sonny Gio. A lot of really good art in here. It starts off with, we start with the Hulk, basically the Hulk fighting big monsters. You know, just an opener of the Hulk destroying a couple of big monsters, and we come to find out that he's living underground with the Moloids, and this is after the Fear Itself storyline. Now, he's under here living
He's
with
all barbarian looking and shit.
Yeah, got like burly beard, wearing a necklace of skulls, just, you know, full-on Hulk caveman status. You know, fighting giant underground lobsters and snakes and stuff. Come to find out, he's pretty much protecting the Moloids. He's become their savior. And it was his way of an escape. A way to be, you know, finally at peace and away from everybody. And although he's living with these people...
So he's helping them so they'll leave him alone?
Not so they'll leave him alone. It's more of, it was his way to get away from the world and everybody else, and he found a place where they'll accept him, and he just kind of helps out.
Okay.
Considering they're a smaller group of people, and he's, you know, the big Hulk, he, you know, hunts for them, builds for them, things like that around their village.
Okay.
But although he's in with them and, you know, they care about him, he's also still alone. He's reserved. You know, he brings back all these monsters he's killed, and, you know, as a feast, they all have a big party and a feast in his honor, and he sits away off in the hills by himself just watching. When he's approached by, like, the village shaman, the village leader, he finally, you know, they talk, and he finally talks the Hulk into coming down and joining them for the meal and joining them for the festivities. And although he goes down and he's there and he thinks he's at peace and he's safe and he's free, something inside just keeps telling him that he's not, that it's all gonna come crashing down real soon. And sure enough, at the festival, there's giant drill machines and soldiers in suits of armor, and
the art in this is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of good art.
It is great.
You get a lot of good art in there. Yeah, so the party's smashed in on by these apparent soldiers that knew the Hulk would be here. They'd been searching for him, they knew where he was, they just couldn't find a way to get to him. And now that they found him and they're there, come to find out it's someone named Amanda Von Doom, who is no relation to the Doom most may know.
Okay.
Not the doctor sorts. But she does work for the government, it says, apparently. But she comes to the Hulk with a request. Although they came bearing force, the Hulk, you know, knowing they couldn't beat the Hulk, they had to show him they were serious. Because he asked him, you know, why you couldn't just come ask, you know, what you wanted. She had to show him that she really needed his help and that it was something serious. So now that she's got his attention and he's listening, she has a mission for him, and the mission is, big reveal, an island. There's an island where a scientist has pretty much gone mad and is using a formula of gamma, like trying to use gamma radiation, and he's using it on the local animals, and he's creating these experiments of giant hulked out warthogs and gorillas.
I know that story. That's the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
I know that.
Giant hulked out animals, and they're pretty much taking anybody that comes near the island and they're experimenting on them.
Alright.
And the big reveal at the end, we come to find out...
It's inevitable that at some point in the Hulk, there would be the island of Dr. Moreau storyline.
You would think, yeah, somebody, yeah. We'll come to find out the island belongs to Dr. Banner. At some point after Fear Itself, Banner and Hulk were separated by Dr. Doom. Dr.
They
Doom
reveal
himself
at the end.
performed mad science surgery and removed all parts of the brain matter of the Hulk that pertain to Bruce Banner.
Okay.
And he put them into a clone body of Bruce Banner to separate them once and for all. So the Hulk's not really brilliant, but he's smart enough to speak and, you know, coherent thought. And Banner is apparently lost it. Banner realized that without the Hulk, he is nothing. So everything he's on right now, everything he is trying to do, he's trying to recreate the experiment that made the Hulk. So he's creating all these Hulk monsters trying to turn himself back into the Hulk. So in later issues, you get a little foreshadow into later issues where Hulk goes to the island to fight Banner and pretty much fights any kind of animal you could think of, just hulked out. So
Awesome. Why? Because comics.
why not? So that's Hulk number 1. The storyline arc was Asunder, was the storyline. A lot of good art, yeah, of just big monsters and huge fights, all in a tiny confined space.
I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's pretty cool.
Like, I like the Hulk is just this big brooding figure, and he's hanging out with these little moloids that are probably no bigger than shin high. And like, he's
cool
kind of like a
number one.
protector. So,
It's cool number 1.
yeah.
Usually they're not that good, but
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of action, you know, starts off real strong with, you know, just fighting giant monsters. And then you get a little insight of what how the Hulk feels, because although he's been helping out, he still feels alone and kind of pushed away. And then you get a big reveal at the end that, you know, that's gonna push into another issue. You're gonna want to see